Right, hello. This is the branch vlog for 0.2.4.2. So the one right at the top. Be a quick one because it's been just a minor upgrade. Well, a huge upgrade, but a minor tweak. It'll make sense in a minute. So usually, as usual, I do bugs first, which are just in bug chronological order with the numbers, numerical order, and then the others in numerical order. So starting at the top, um, this was an old one because if you look at most of the numbers now are in like 1500s, so anything that's essentially less than 1,000 is probably a year ago, maybe. Yeah, about a year ago. So remove unnecessary entries in NPC and enemy structs. This related to um, originally, like a lot of the YouTube videos for this sort of stuff, it talks about structs, sorry, for like keeping track of, let's say, your health, your stamina. You would put that in your blueprint, but then you'd put it in you create like a struct, which is kind of like, it's like a variable of variables, and then you can update it and you can read from it, write from it. You move between the levels. You can write to a struct. The best way to think is like imagine instead of having player health, enemy health, NPC health, um, what weapons the player has, what stamina the player has. You know all these different variables you can imagine for all these different characters. You bundle it into like uh, a player struct with all those variables in it, NPC struct with all those variables in it, and then you can like inherit from it. Like one NPC shares like a master struct, and it's like inheritance. So like parent and child, and same for enemies. So it really does simplify the process. And equally, when you're trying to do updates, if I can find a poor example of it, something like this. So let's say, so when I play my game, it saves when you save the game, but you need to go like a save machine, kind of like a typewriter, but it's not a typewriter at the moment. Also, when you leave a level, it saves. That's like an auto save. And then when you load into a level, it's an auto load. And what I used to do is I would have all these as struts. So you see now, these are all just like separate variables. You might see some structs, um, like historical ones that I haven't migrated yet. But yeah, I would save to the save slot and the game instance, and then I would pass it through. Here we go. These are structs. This is what I was talking about. So you see, like, look at the game instance. Actually, let me step back. Sorry, it's been I haven't slept great. Um, I save all these variables to the game instance. You see, target game instance. Let me stick that on so you can see what I'm talking about. Game instance. All these variables get fed into the game instance. So that's kind of like RAM, short-term memory. You close the game, it's gone. But while you're playing the game, it persists. Um, and then after I've saved it to the game instance, I then go, right, source game instance, save all these different structs to the save game object. So like save game. So you see, I pass it on like a relay. And what you're seeing here is that's a John struct. That's inventory struct. And inside like the John struct is this. It's this thing. They're all not that one. That's time. Not them. That is John's struct. You see there, John, and it says S, and if you hover over it, it's like, well, it is a struct, even though it doesn't tell you there. But Yeah, and you see I pass it through. So what I had was a lot of unnecessary bits and pieces. So imagine having 50 variables, but I'm only kind of updating that amount. I was just trimming away bits and pieces, so it's very old. I've taken way too long explaining this absolutely inconsequential bug. So I'll get to the proper stuff now. Um, Next one, create missing Richard blueprint. So yeah, I've got all these different blueprints. I was simply, yeah, just missing the Richard one. Simple as that. So what I did was I copied and pasted one of the other children, because you see on the top right it's the master NPC blueprint, rather than doing something like this. Right click, should be like create, yeah, go create child. I just went, okay, I was like, okay, so I'll just copy, paste, renamed it, tweak the variables. There's Um, not the best way. I should have really just ripped off a like new child from the parent, but it works for now. Um, it was only not the best way because if I had a bunch of, let's say I had like 50 custom variables and there was loads of stuff in here, and I copied and pasted it, maybe Richard has a different setup to like David or the other NPC I've copied it off. But apart from that, it's all right doing it that way. So yeah, just created Richard. This is the main brunt of it. So migrate all NPCs to animation blueprint style version 3 styles. This is what the whole, as you can imagine with the title, what the whole thing's about. And let me explain to you what I figured out. My God, I was grateful when I figured it out. So here we have it, and get ready. Originally, I had an animation blueprint for every single um, enemy. I know this is NPCs, but I did the enemies first. So I've got maybe, I think I've got like something like 27 different variants of enemies. So some of them are like clothes variants, but even without the clothes, I've still got about 18 different unique enemies. So I did 18 different of these. Not as many. It just dived straight into state machine like this. So like I don't know, 18 variations of this. And then I had a moment where I went, wait a minute, if I parent, if I can do parent-child with the main blueprint, like this one, I can do parent-child surely with the animation blueprint with this one. And I tested it with the enemies and it worked on a prototype. So now this is me using that prototype for the NPCs. The next one is enemies, as you can see just above on the right. But what you're seeing here in the animation graph is actually version 2. Because you remember version 1, the enemies version, each one was just straight into the state machine. And then version 2 was pull up the crack open master NPC. So whoever it's connected to, what inherited version of it, what yeah, this version of that blueprint. Okay, what's its name? Okay, great. Is it Jeremy? Okay, then do the Jeremy state machine. And that's kind of how I did it for the enemies. Um, so this, what you're seeing here, is actually version 2. Version 1 was a single state machine, multiple blueprints. Version 2 is one blueprint, many state machines. Version 3, which is what this whole branch is about, is one blueprint, one state machine. State machine is what chooses the animations. So I have like idle, talk, run, walk, aim, shoot, death. Not all of them die. Not all, you don't see all of them die. Not all of them shoot. Not all of them aim. Not all of them run. But what I have here, when you click into it, I have this blueprint, this key, I guess map. Sorry. So the key is the integer of what animation am I picking. So little green dots, and the blue is what animation sequence are you picking, and what that looks like is like this. So we have So that's an animation sequence. That's an animation sequence. That is not the right one. Barry walk. There we go. Save. These are all different animation sequences. You might be thinking, well, why do you need an integer? It's a throwback to the version 3 style I created for the enemies, where there's uninjured, injured, badly injured, and obviously you have like an uninjured walk, an injured walk, a badly injured walk, and depending on your health depends on the integer. So uninjured 0, injured 1, badly injured 2, and then that means it slots in, looks at the correct animation. Essentially, I'm just picking the next animation. Um, I just have to order it right. In terms of NPCs, I don't really have anything more than just like a standard animation. I don't have an injured, uninjured, badly injured. They're kind of just uninjured. Um, so this is a throwback. These will essentially always say 0 unless NPCs have guns, which they do, actually, some of them. So you see here, we've got like Dr. Tang idle with a pistol, but then we've got him idle with a pistol in the suitcase. So that is like integer 0, integer 1. So instead of uninjured and injured, I've kind of just got idle variation 1, idle variation 2. So I do still use them. It's not throwback, sorry. It's because I'm tired. I'm misremembering stuff. Pick the integer. So let's say we've got Dr. Tang pistol, so 0. Okay, so that pulls it from the child version, because this is like a master, but the children inherit it. So if I actually show you a good, like a full proof of concept, if I pick him, let me get rid of the others. So if you look to the right, here you go. Idle 0, pistol, suitcase 1. So that's how it's split. It pulls from this blueprint, and goes, okay, so okay, 0, right, so it's just a pistol, and I want from the 0 animations, as you can see on the right, there's multiple zeros. Pick the idle version, okay, right, and then what direction are they going in, right, so whether it's left or right. The main player has true left or rights. The NPCs and enemies currently have mirrored, which, you know, like if you've got scar on your left cheek, it would be on the right cheek with a mirror. But with true left and right, scar on your left cheek could still be on your left cheek, if you see what I'm talking about. So that's idle, and then talk is the same, so that would still be integer 0, and it would pick the 0, the first variable in that map array. Map is like a key and a value, so key, value, it just happens to be the value is an animation and the key is an integer, but yeah, I do it for weapons as well and ammo, and I like ammo types. So same again, walk, same again. You see it just pulls from a different variable set. Same again, everything, same again, and all you need to do to get that to work is you just plug in for the NPC which one, and then it'll play it. And that's it, and that's version 3. So you see version 1, like I said, if you had 20 NPCs, that's 20 animation blueprints, 20 state machines. Version 2 was 1 animation blueprint, 20 state machines. Version 3 is 1 animation blueprint, 1 state machine. As you can imagine, freakishly faster to work, to develop as well as to run. Yeah, and that's it. I will do this one and then I'll give you a little showcase of them all running around on patrol points. Create animation blueprint map variables. Yes, so you see that's a child right here. They're normally on the left, aren't they? But because this is a child, it doesn't stay on the left. So if I go to the parent, look on the left, there you go, that's all of them. And see, these are empty on the parent because you should never have the parent. It's like having, you wouldn't have the template code in your game. You'd build from the template code and use that for the game. See where I'm coming from? And it's the, sorry, I keep clearing my throat. It's the same for this. This is barren, it's empty, unless there's a specific placeholder I need to put in, like default message, talk to me. And then it inherits the child. Children inherit the variables from the parent. So talk to me, if I created a new child, would have talk to me in it, but the child overwrites the parent if I put something in the child, you see? So I've put something in the child and it overwrites the emptiness of the parent blueprint. So let me play it and then we'll just wrap this up and then I'll go into work. Right, so it is NPC showcase. Save. So what you're seeing here is they're all on. Actually, it's not even. That's not even the right one. let me find it. I was playing around with it and I got them all walking around. There we go. Test version 3. So you see here, they're all idle, and when I play these, those 3 highlight things are patrol points. And the good thing is because they're all children of the same thing, I can do something like this, which is what I did. BP, I got all the NPCs, and then I could just scroll. I've got something that's not an NPC. One sec. Where is it? Where is it? Maybe I'm going blind. I can't I can't find it now. What I did was I must have something highlighted that's not an NPC. I highlighted all of these and I could. Oh, there we go. Patrol points. See? So rather than going this one patrol points, this one patrol points, this one patrol points, one by one, I just mass dumped them, highlighted them, they all drop in until I got it set up to loop. So as you can imagine, stop, stop, go forward, go backwards. That was a picture falling off the wall if you had it. And patrol true, and just like min max wait time. So let me play it and show you what it looks like. That's it. Oh no, I've fallen. Well, there you go. I haven't got anything set up to say like, hey, bounce with each other like pinball, or they'll just all try and fight to get to the patrol point until they can't get there. So I do have stuff to set up there, but that's basically it. The reason why they're all going to the same one is because they've all got 1 as the first. If I just quickly go like that, go all the way down, let's 2, 3, 1. So a bunch of them are going to go in a different direction now, different order. There we go. So you see some of them are, because some of them walking to the right. There's a bit of work that needs to be done where I need to constantly keep them in I like 2.5D. You see right now the sideways, a couple of them. I'm going to have left and right sprites. I'm not going to have up and down sprites because it's just going to be too much freaking work. I did it at first and it's just too much. But that's it. That is NPC animation blueprint. This is all one blueprint, all one state machine, and each child just has different animations plugged in. But essentially what you're seeing is the same code run on everything, just different pictures. That's the NPCs, and I'm going to be doing the same for the enemies. I have to go to work now, but hopefully you found that useful. I will upload this yeah, in a little bit. Thank you for your time. Next one will be probably about a week and a half, because it is, I'm honest with you, it's bread and butter stuff. Now, hard work was already done. Hard work was drawing it and thinking of it a year ago. Thank you for your time, and I shall see you shortly.